Hello, my crime, wine, and diners. Welcome to my channel where I comment on crimes while doing my best to pair it with food and drink. I'm Rory, and I'm not gonna lie. Today's CWD's a doozy.
What happened in Pope County has stunned Arkansas and has rocked the nation. A mass murder of almost unbelievable proportions. 16 dead, including 14 who may be members of the same family.
Nothing like a lighthearted Christmas case for the holidays. Am I right or am I right? Happy holidays, first of all. Second, I concluded after all of my research on this one that family issues are relative to your circumstance. So let's begin, shall we? The 80s, yo. What a time. The fashion alone was incredible. Big bangs, mom jeans, tight rolling, yes, my peeps. Love the 80s. Don't love Ronald G. Simmons Sr. No relation to this guy. Kiss member Gene Simmons? I don't know. It seems to be a joke among the podcasters and the documentarians. I thought I'd continue the trend. Moving on. He was born July 15th, 1940 in Chicago, Illinois, to Loretta and William Simmons. Ronald's dad died on January 31st, 1943, and his mom remarried, like ASAP. Which at first I thought, damn girl, slow your roll. 1 year later is super speedy to get to know a bitch. But this is the 40s. A girl's gotta remarry fast to support herself and kids. So new hubby? Bravo, girl, bravo. Ronald called this guy Dad Griffin and gained several half-siblings with this marriage. One called Peter Griffin, not to be mistaken with this guy. Now that's a joke. Why isn't that the picture? That's the joke. I'm confused. Anyway, moving forward. Things to know about his upbringing. Ronald came from a large family, very used to that. Didn't have many friends, bullied his younger half-siblings, was a mama's boy, and demanded he always get his way. They moved a lot throughout the years as a military family, especially around Arkansas. So let's just say that home base is now tranquil, gorgeous, amazing, frickin' zen Arkansas. Who could possibly come out a killer from here? That's what happens when you're settled by pirates from Kansas. Arkansas! If that Arkansas joke doesn't smell it eurekas! No, I know. Those were rough, my crime, wine, and diners. I know. No, I see your face. I get it. No, you don't have to do that. Why are you doing that? It's a dark time for comedy for me. I tried so hard. Look, if you have a better joke, write it in the comments section. Arkansas is a tough one. Really tough. I can't lie to you, CWDers. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I've been deceiving you. And we're like this, right? I'm not trying to hurt you, right? We got a thing here. I'm shooting the shit right now because I could dive more into his home life and past, but... snooze! It actually wasn't bad. You know, at least none of it equals reasons to kill all the people. Which we'll get to, don't you worry. Let's start where I think things begin to go wrong. Or at least where the true him begins to rear his ugly head. So, Simmons dropped out of school and joined the U.S. Navy. He was first stationed at Naval Station Bremerton in Washington. After 19 months in Guam. Guam is a U.S. territory, recaptured during World War II from the Japanese, post-Pearl Harbor. It's part of the Mariana Islands. Crucial territory for battle advantage during World War II. But his time in Guam was post the Second Battle of Guam during the Pacific War in World War II. So once back in North America, he'll eventually meet Barsaby Rebecca Ulibari, Becky for short, whom he married in New Mexico on July 9th, 1960. A noteworthy point of this episode is that this guy seems to get what he wants. Over the next 18 years, he's gonna have some kids. 8! That we know of. That's a kid almost every other year. They're just falling out at that point. In 1963, Simmons leaves the Navy and joins the U.S. Air Force. During his 20-year military career, Simmons was on point. He was awarded a Bronze Star Medal, the Republic of Vietnam Gallantry Cross for his service as an airman, and the Air Force Ribbon for excellent marksmanship. I don't like to hear that in the history of a killer's past. I don't like to hear that. No. Award-winning marksmanship and killer? No, that's not a fun sentence. Moving on. Let's move on, okay? Simmons retired from the Air Force and military service on November 30th, 1979, with the high rank of Master Sergeant. This guy's on fire! What a stand-up guy! Except for the rumors and reports around town. One of his daughter's friends said he always had a beer in his hand. Alright, so, he's a drinker. Others said a simple question was usually met with nothing but a glare. So, he's not the most personable. Well, what's the issue? Money was an issue. Here we go again. He never had enough of it. Homeboy was doing some shady stuff with some money. A lot of taking from Peter to pay Paul. A lot of extra unnecessary purchases, motorcycles and such. With a family of 8, you might want to chill. Put some food on the table. Pay some bill. So, let's make that the base of our soup in our cauldron of chaos today. Money issues. Let's start stirring. The meat. On April 3rd, 1981, Simmons was being investigated by the Cloudcroft, New Mexico Department of Human Services. Yeah. Remember when I told you he had 8 kids? No, that was true. That was a truth nugget. I was not a lion, my boo-boos. We're here. His wife had 7 kids with him, and his daughter had another one with him. Sprinkle some of that fucked uppery into the soup. You see, his son, Ronald Simmons Jr., called social services with allegations that Simmons Sr. had fathered a child with his 17-year-old daughter, Sheila. The popo came knocking at his door after gathering enough supporting evidence to arrest him. But, and there had to be a but, when the cops arrived, poof! He Houdini'd his family out of there. Totally gone. Peace out. You see, fearing arrest, Simmons fled to Mockingbird Hill, Arkansas in 1981. Gotta tell you, I can't find a lot going on here in Mockingbird. There's just historically nothing. So there's some trees. The homes are cheap. And other than incubating serial killers, there's not much to do with 3 million people and 15 last names. Now that was good. Anyway, so the FBI was after him. And by after him, I mean they had him on a watch list. And that's it. Yeah, no, that was the extent of the chase down. If he does anything else, we got him. Real ding-a-lings. Oh, that reminds me, ting-a-lings! Follow me. easy to commit a crime prior to the internet. So this life-changing police chase-down event would make him just hunker down. Shit got super real for the fam as he started getting really controlling over them, including and especially to his poor wife. She wasn't allowed to go out of the house. Doing laundry was apparently her big escape from indoors.
Few in this community knew what went on inside of this wall. Neighbors say Gene Simmons and his family lived here in virtual seclusion.
Speaking of the house, ooh, honey boo boo child. It was constructed of two older mobile homes joined to form one large home, neither of which had a telephone or indoor plumbing, and was surrounded by a makeshift privacy fence, which was as tall as 10 feet in some places. Brings new definition to a gated community. Things are brewing. Let's sprinkle in a bad job situation. Dash! Low-paying jobs in the nearby town. Because I imagine his conviction and need to lay low cut off his military pension. Boo-Boo hit some really shitty, tough financial times. Here we go, money was a problem again. Pouring a little quit his position as an accounts receivable clerk at Woodline Motor Freight after numerous reports of inappropriate advances towards women. We're getting some flavor. Let the aromas fill the air. Let them fill the air with went to Sinclair to work at a mini-mart for a year and a half before quitting, December 18th, 1987. But the truffle oil topping to the chaos was that Becky's family had been convincing her to leave him. It's believed she was saving money to get out. She'd had enough. One last Christmas with the fam. She even wrote a letter to her kids. So keep that soup simmering with a little Simmons found out and wasn't too happy. And you've got yourself a finished soup. FBI after him. Low-paying, meaningless jobs, long hours, constant struggle to pay for all of these kids, fear of his wife leaving him. Sounds like a string of events that's about to make an already semi-unstable super unstable. So I guess he thought, you know what, let's just cut straight to the chase. Eliminate all the problems. He became the definition of the word snapped. Shortly before Christmas, 1987, Simmons decided, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the fam. Hasn't really been working out. I don't like what they're doing to me, so everybody's gotta go. On the morning of December 22nd, he arms up with a pistol and a pipe. First, he kills his wife, Rebecca, and eldest son, Gene, who reported him to social services, by shooting them with a .22 caliber pistol and bludgeoning them. Then he killed his 3-year-old granddaughter, Barbara, by strangulation. And this is the pattern he'll keep following. Because it's not over. Simmons dragged the bodies and dumped them in a cesspit he had his children dig several months prior. It was supposed to be a new third outhouse for the fam. My money's on he had them dig it for this moment. Simmons then waited for his other children to return to the house. They were at school. Picture that. These kids just get let out of school, and it was their first day of the holiday break. They joyfully head home on the bus, wave bye to their friends. They can't wait to get home to begin celebrating and playing in anticipation of Santa and presents to come. After their joyful arrival, Simmons told them he had presents for them. Early Christmas presents. But he insisted on giving them out one at a time. So he blared loud music, Christmas music, turned on all of the Christmas lights inside of the house, and took each kid out to the back, separately. First, he killed his daughter, 17-year-old Loretta, whom Simmons strangled and held under the water in a rain barrel and dragged into the cesspit. The 3 other children, Eddie, Marianne, and Becky, were then killed in the same way. But midday, December 26th, the remaining members of the family arrived for their Christmas visit. The first to be killed was Simmons' son, Billy, and his wife, Renata, who were both just shot dead. He then strangled and drowned their 20-month-old son, Trey, and then Simmons shot and killed his oldest daughter, Sheila. He put her on the dining room table and placed Becky's best tablecloth over her. Her husband, Dennis McNulty, was next. Then Simmons strangled his child by Sheila, 7-year-old Sylvia Gale, and finally, his 21-month-old grandson, Michael. Simmons laid the rest of the bodies of his newly murdered chunk of family, just a neat rows, right? Military rows in the lounge. All the corpses were covered with coats except that of Sheila, who remained covered with Becky Simmons' best tablecloth. After the murders, Simmons went to run some errands. The shit stain that he is just keeps growing. He went to Sears and picked up some gifts that hadn't come in before the holidays, went to drink at a private club, trying to live that lavish life one last time, like nothing happened. Then he went back to the house and, apparently oblivious to the corpses lined up around him, he spent the rest of the evening and the following day drinking beer and watching television. The holidays. On the morning of December 28th, Simmons drove into Russellville, purchased a second gun at Walmart. Same day, walked into the law office of Peel, Eddy, and Gibbons, and killed the receptionist, young woman named Kathy Kendrick. Simmons had previously been infatuated with Kendrick, but, she rejected it, so... Next, he went to Taylor Oil Company, where he shot dead a man named J.D. Chaffin and wounded the owner, Rusty Taylor, the owner of the Sinclair Mini Mart where he used to work. And then he shot and missed another employee before exiting, where he shot and wounded Roberta Woolley and David Saylor. Last stop, Simmons went to the office of the Woodline Motor Freight Company, located his former supervisor, Joyce Butts, and wounded her in the head and chest.
It all started yesterday with a shooting spree in Russellville that left 2 people dead and 4 people wounded. Then, last night, police discovered 5 bodies inside a home in Dover. And today, the grisly recovery of 9 more bodies.
Then Simmons simply sat in the office, chatted with one of the secretaries at gunpoint while waiting for the police. And that right there tells us this man was of sound mind. Totally in control. The bodies of his family would be found after, soaked in kerosene to stop the smell. When they arrived, Simmons handed over his gun, surrendered without any resistance, stating he'd gotten everyone who wanted to hurt him. Simmons was charged with 16 counts of murder, found guilty, and sentenced to death. He refused to appeal his death sentence, stating, "To those who oppose the death penalty, in my particular case, anything short of death would be cruel and unusual punishment." Never thought I'd have to say this, but punish him. John Benham successfully prosecuted the case. Simmons was sentenced to death. He made an additional statement under oath, supporting his sentence. I, Ronald G. Simmons Sr., want it to be known that it is my wish and my desire that absolutely no action by anybody be taken to appeal or in any way change this sentence. It is further respectfully requested that this sentence be carried out expeditiously. The trial court conducted a hearing concerning Simmons' competence to waive further proceedings and concluded that his decision was knowing and intelligent. So, Simmons became the subject of the United States Supreme Court case Whitmore versus Arkansas, when another death row inmate, Jonas Whitmore, attempted unsuccessfully to force an appeal of Simmons' case. You see, while on death row, Simmons had to be separated from other prisoners. Yeah, his life was threatened constantly because he refused to appeal his death sentence. Yeah. The other prisoners believed Simmons was damaging their chances of beating their own death sentence. So, no bueno. On May 31st, Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton, later to be our president, signed Simmons' execution warrant. And on June 25th, 1990, this was the quickest sentence to execution to death in the United States of America. He died by the method he had chosen, lethal injection in the Cummins unit. I told you, this man always gets what he wants. None of his surviving relatives would claim the body. He was buried in a pauper's field. I don't blame him. I mean, you don't even claim that you're a relative of him, if you are. Can we make this guy disappear, internet? Hello? Please? Thank you. Case solved. Justice served. I got a question, though. What the hell is he? Serial killer? Mass murderer? Familicide dish? Spree killer? This was a killing spree. Under 30 days. All over town. Not necessarily targeted. Small little breaks in between, so... we got it. I need a drink. Now that's where it's at. That is a comforting holiday feel-good beverage. So, you're heading into the holidays, about to sit at the table with all of your fantastic family at the holiday extravaganza. But you think to yourself, oof, I got some beef with some of the folks at this table. I'm angry at my fourth cousin for taking that picture and spoon given to the family by my great-grandma. Or you got that really strange uncle, Philip, we'll call him. Little office rocker? You know what? Let it go. Yeah, let it go. Give away the painting, and readily so. Oh, it's from great-grandma. She'd want you to have it. And bonus, take the spoon too. Yeah, you need it. Yeah. And then you let weird Uncle Philip be. Let him do his thing until such a time as you need to call the authorities due to the excessive amount of evidence. Leave them alone, all right? Leave them be. Because you never know when a bitch is going to snap. You're welcome. Happy holidays.